In an electrifying night that had fans on the edge of their seats, Jasper Troy etched his name into wrestling history by defeating El Grande Americano to capture the World Heavyweight Championship. The bout, held in front of a sold-out crowd at the Global Arena in Los Angeles, showcased athleticism, drama, and pure determination, marking a defining moment in modern wrestling. The atmosphere was charged from the opening bell. Chants of "Troy, Troy" filled the arena as the challenger made his entrance, signaling the arrival of a new fan favorite ready to dethrone one of wrestling's most dominant champions. El Grande Americano, known for his flamboyant style and intimidating in-ring presence, entered with his signature red, white, and blue robe, radiating confidence and defiance. But by the end of the night, it was Troy's hand that the referee raised in victory. The showdown between Jasper Troy and El Grande Americano was not just another match, it was the culmination of months of tension, confrontations, and psychological warfare. Their rivalry began earlier this year when Troy made his main roster debut and immediately set his sights on the reigning champion. For weeks, verbal exchanges and physical altercations dominated the weekly wrestling broadcasts. Troy, known for his humility and work ethic, often found himself on the receiving end of Americano's taunts. The champion repeatedly belittled the young contender, calling him unproven and unworthy of a title shot. But Troy's performances in the ring told a different story, defeating veteran after veteran and proving that his rise was no fluke. When the championship committee finally sanctioned the match, fans around the world knew it was destined to be special. As the bell rang, both men circled each other with intense focus. El Grande Americano used his size advantage early, overpowering Troy with shoulder tackles and heavy slams. The first 10 minutes belonged entirely to the champion, who seemed determined to make a statement. Every time Troy tried to rally, Americano would shut him down with brute force and arrogant gestures to the crowd. But Jasper Troy had done his homework. Known for his incredible ring IQ, he began targeting Americano's right leg, the same leg that had been injured during a previous match. Using precision strikes, submissions, and rapid counters, Troy slowly began to dismantle the champion's offense. The momentum shifted midway through the match when Troy dodged a lariat and delivered a running knee strike, sending Americano crashing to the mat. From there, the tide turned completely. Troy executed his signature move, the Troy Driver, twice, but the champion somehow kicked out at 2.5. The audience erupted in disbelief. Both wrestlers lay exhausted, drenched in sweat, as chants echoed through the arena. The defining moment came at the 28-minute mark. El Grande Americano attempted his finishing maneuver, the Liberty Slam, but his injured leg buckled mid-lift. Troy seized the opportunity, countering with a devastating reverse suplex that stunned the crowd. Without wasting a second, he climbed the top rope and delivered a breathtaking Skyline Elbow Drop, his new finishing move introduced just weeks prior. The referee's hand hit the mat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The arena exploded in cheers. Jasper Troy had done the unthinkable. He had defeated the seemingly invincible El Grande Americano to win the world title. As the bell rang, the crowd stood in unison, chanting Troy's name. Streamers fell from the rafters while cameras flashed from every corner. The new champion, visibly emotional, clutched the title belt to his chest and knelt in the center of the ring. Tears welled up in his eyes as he looked toward the sky, whispering a prayer of gratitude. In a surprising show of sportsmanship, El Grande Americano, despite his loss, extended his hand to Troy. The gesture drew loud applause from the audience. The two competitors shook hands, signifying the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. Backstage, Troy told reporters, "Greater than, this victory isn't just mine. It belongs to everyone who believed in me when nobody else did. I respect Americano, he's one of the greatest. But tonight was my night, and I gave it everything I had." The wrestling community erupted on social media within minutes. Hashtags like #TroyEra and #NewChampion trended globally. Wrestling veterans, analysts, and fans praised the match as a modern classic. Former champion Rico Vega tweeted, "Greater than, what a performance by both men. Jasper Troy just proved he belongs at the very top. This is what wrestling is all about: heart, skill, and storytelling." Sports journalist Lena Cross wrote in her column, "Greater than, Troy's victory represents more than a title change. It's a symbolic passing of the torch, from the old guard of power-driven champions to a new generation built on resilience, adaptability, and respect for the sport." Born and raised in Austin, Texas, Jasper Troy's journey to stardom was far from easy. Starting as an independent wrestler performing in small venues, he endured years of hardship, rejection, and physical toll before finally signing with the Global Wrestling Federation (GWF). Known for his discipline, Troy often trained 10 hours a day and studied match tapes late into the night. His first major break came 2 years ago when he won the Rising Star tournament, defeating 16 competitors in one night. Since then, his meteoric rise through the ranks has inspired countless young athletes. Colleagues describe him as humble, dedicated, and intensely focused, qualities that have now made him the face of a new wrestling era. Though defeated, El Grande Americano's legacy remains undeniable. The Mexican-American superstar held the world title for nearly 420 days, defeating legends and emerging stars alike. His flamboyant entrances, over-the-top promos, and relentless aggression turned him into one of wrestling's most polarizing yet captivating figures. In his post-match interview, Americano stated, "Greater than, I have no regrets. Jasper Troy earned this victory. I've fought many warriors, but tonight I met one who refused to stay down. That's what a true champion looks like." Fans appreciated his humility, marking perhaps the beginning of a character transformation for the former champion. Troy's win symbolizes more than just a title change, it represents a cultural and stylistic shift within the wrestling industry. Analysts have noted that modern audiences crave authenticity, technical skill, and emotional storytelling, all traits Troy embodies. Promoters are already planning a rematch for the upcoming Global Slam PPV, which could easily become one of the most anticipated events of the year. Rumors suggest Americano might invoke his rematch clause, setting the stage for another explosive encounter. Meanwhile, Troy's merchandise sales have skyrocketed, with "Troy Era Has Begun" shirts selling out within hours of the match. Sources close to Troy revealed that he had spent months preparing both physically and mentally for this match. His coach, veteran trainer Rick Dalton, shared insight into the champion's preparation. "Greater than, we knew Americano was stronger, but strength alone doesn't win championships. Jasper's strategy was to wear him down, target his weaknesses, and stay calm under pressure. Every move was calculated. Psychologically, Troy worked with sports therapists to manage pre-match anxiety and maintain focus, a practice becoming increasingly common among top athletes. As the new face of GWF, Jasper Troy's next steps are crucial. Insiders believe he may defend his title against top contenders such as Axel Storm or the Titan in upcoming events. Troy, however, remains humble. When asked about his future goals, he replied, "Greater than, I'm just getting started. This title isn't a reward, it's a responsibility. I'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. The fans deserve a champion who shows up and delivers every night." Across social media, fans celebrated the moment. Video clips of Troy's victory flooded platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and X, formerly Twitter. Wrestling influencers called the match one of the best of the decade, while fans in different countries held viewing parties to relive the historic moment. Even rival promotions acknowledged the spectacle, congratulating both wrestlers for elevating the craft. Jasper Troy's victory over El Grande Americano marks not only a personal triumph but also a significant turning point in wrestling storytelling. It's a reminder that resilience, preparation, and self-belief can overcome even the toughest odds. As Troy stood on the ropes, holding the championship high above his head, the message was clear: a new era had begun. The wrestling world will be watching closely as Jasper Troy continues his reign, but one thing is certain: the age of Troy has arrived, and it's here to stay.